Now back live for Vanessa Atler, Al Troutwick, Tim Daggett, Elfie Schlegel. The first vault for Vanessa Atler. Now that miss on the uneven bars, as we mentioned, that ups everything. That's left for her tonight.
Now, Bella said to us this morning he just wishes he could find that button to give her the fire.
Well, it's a great vault. There's no doubt about it. Vanessa Atler can vault, and that really helps her cause dramatically. This team, just about any scenario you put together, they come up a little bit shy, especially on vaulting and a little bit on floor, and Vanessa Atler fills that bill. She plugs that hole.
Okay, you heard Steve Nuno and Shannon Miller. She wanted to know about whether they can apply to go further into the training camp or be an alternate or whatever. What are their options?
Well, the selection procedures are very open-ended. It's not spelled out. Bella Caroli told me yesterday, no question about it. Sorry to say this, he said he will not take an injured athlete. It's not fair. It puts too much pressure on the other athletes. He won't do it.
Well, let's recap what's going on here. This is the second and final night of the Olympic trials, the fourth step in selecting the Olympic team. Tonight, while we are here in Boston live, at the conclusion, Bella Caroli and 3 other members of a selection committee will go into a room and announce in front of this sellout crowd the 6 members of the Olympic team and then 2 alternates, not ranked in any form.
This vault, different handspring laid out front with a half turn.
Oh
my God. And that could be disastrous for this young lady, because she doesn't make this team by bars. She doesn't make it by beam. She makes it because she can jump, she can vault, and she can tumble. This vault's supposed to be a handspring laid out front, and this is, once again, this is just second-guessing herself. She gets a little bit cautious, starts balking, doesn't go for it, tucks her knees. It's a totally different vault, much lower start value.
Bella Caroli deciding, choosing, not liking.
Yeah, he knows she cannot deal with the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a bad sign for him, because he knows, like Elfie just mentioned, that pressure is a big factor. And if she's feeling it here, what's going to happen in the medal round in Sydney?
The uneven bars, which were waiting for Shannon Miller. She will not arrive. Her Olympic trials are done. So much has already happened. Boston has been an amazing host city for the U.S. Olympic trials. Huge crowds for the men and the women tonight as we welcome you back live to our coverage. And we will know who will represent the United States of America in Sydney, Australia at the Olympic Games. And so far, the biggest door of opportunity in this sport has opened wide. The retirement from competition tonight of Shannon Miller, the 2 missed routines of Vanessa Atler. Morgan White has nailed her 1 routine on the uneven bars at 9.612. Vanessa Atler gets a shade over a 9.1 on the vault. So here we are. Elise Ray and Krista Maloney, they've been outstanding and 1-2 since we started weeks ago in St. Louis. Amy Chow has continued to make a major statement in these trials. She's looking solid. Jamie Dancher, also very, very consistent. Morgan White came here to Boston in 7th place. She's moved up to 5th. Vanessa Atler is precariously holding on to a spot behind the very smooth Dominique Dawes, who had a good beginning on vault. Now, Morgan White, coached by Mary Lee Tracy, is liked by Bella Caroli. She has the look of a gymnast. And Bella has been aghast at what he has seen from Vanessa Atler. Now, he is talking to Tracy Talavera, Shari Knight Hunter, and Marilyn Cross are the other members of the selection committee, and the campaigning is beginning.
I'll tell you why he likes Morgan White. He loves her because he calls her his sturdy one, the consistent one. He's looking to this young lady to be the lead-off athlete at the Olympic Games. Start with a high score, set the tone.
Now, in this second half of the second rotation, there is another young woman who is eligible in this Olympic year because she was born prematurely by 6 weeks. Tasha Schweikert from Las Vegas, Nevada, who was inserted as a last-minute emergency replacement back in February in Las Vegas and seized it. She was so impressive, she was asked back to 2 other events under the auspices of USA Gymnastics, and Bella Caroli likes her as well. if suddenly Vanessa Atler is so shaky, Tasha Schweikert, who didn't seem to be in the mix when we came on the air tonight, just after 16 minutes of us bringing you coverage of this event, is in the mix again, and so is Elise Beckerman. Your take on things?
Got a lot happening, no doubt about that. As you mentioned, Tasha Schweikert, she is in the running. She's been one that Bella has looked to. He likes her style, he likes her look with gymnastics, long, clean lines. Elise Beckerman, as you mentioned, had a rough day the first day. Much better today.
Now, Vanessa Atler had gone backstage here at the Fleet Center to sort of gather herself. She has 2 more rotations to go. That's Valerie Liukin, who has worked Vanessa extra hard yesterday and today, pushing her to get over some of these things that stand in her way.
Yeah, the biggest problem, though, is obviously not physical. I saw Vanessa Atler do that vault so many times this week. It was purely just a mental error, and that is what's going to hurt her more than the score she got. Wow.
Why the wow?
Mary Lee Tracy told me 4 times. She lands on her feet 4 times on 4 different routines today. She is going, no doubt about it. Couldn't agree with her more. That's the best opening vault I've seen White do so far. Beautiful position, an improvement on the landing. She struggled in St. Louis at the Nationals on vaulting. Here looks much better. Beautiful body position. Just a step on the landing. But watch the height and look at the straight body. You got to have guts to go for it this way because you can sit that down so easily like we saw Shandon Miller do.
Bella Caroli, all business tonight and very emotional in reacting to what he sees. It is going to be Bella's team. I mean, yes, there is a committee and there will be conversation and there will be negotiating, but
and that's been going on, and it's going on right now as we speak. Every routine, they're looking at it, they're going, well, that kind of hurt this person, that kind of helped. What does that do?
Well, and Bella also mentioned, I was speaking with Mary Lee Tracy, she said he's very intuitive, and he knows the right chemistry for this team.
9.062 on the low side. Why?
Well, actually, it has a low start value. They really are very, very strict with Morgan. She's not a big person, so she looks a little bit smaller.
But sometimes this is a big-time vault for her. That's a new one.
Very good. You know, just a small little thing on the landing, but that's going to be an improvement, certainly over the first score. I'm telling you, she's got nothing to worry about. This girl's going to Sydney if she makes 2 more routines. No problem.
But, Tim, there is one thing that every gymnast has to keep on their mind, especially after seeing Shannon Miller on the vault. You've got to stay healthy here in the rotations that are left.
And that's something that she's got going for her. She's a little bit younger. You know, Shannon Miller, Dominique Dawes, they're proving you can do this sport at an older age. But when you're young and like that, you get a reaction like that from Bella Caroli, and that speaks volumes.
Elise Ray, the reigning national champion. She ended the 2-year run of Kristen Maloney, but they did so with great respect. They're going to be good teammates together.
You know, it's hard to believe that last year after the national championships, Kelly Hill was saying that, you know, she really questioned how far she could take Elise Ray. She never believed in herself, and it wasn't until that championship that Elise finally believed how good she could really be, and she's great here.
Big dismount. Right on track. Not just a routine that's going to help her in Bella's eyes. Kelly Hill's obviously ecstatic, but she is challenging some of the world's best on bars. She's a contender to win a medal in the Olympic Games on this event.
You know, I've said it before, Elise Ray just has beauty. It's graceful. She makes everything look so beautiful. Look at the lines. She's going for the perfect landing. She knows she's a contender in Sydney.
Morgan White gets a 9.193 on average after a second vault that scored better than the first.
That's the